let's talk about what we've been watching and go from there. So for that, we are going to start today with Zach.
All right, so
please.
this is the movie that I was hoping we would review as a group, but you guys are too lame.
Yes.
I saw an awesome movie that everybody in the world should see. It's called M3GAN, or M3GAN. It's also known. M3GAN is the movie that everybody's...
The whole 7 thing with the title there.
That's true. It is the movie that you've seen trailers for. It's everybody's favorite January release. You know it, you love it. It stars Allison Williams, aka everyone's favorite white woman to hate. She plays not Marnie, but she plays a character named Gemma, and she in this movie is a scientist / kind of robotics expert who works at a toy company. And at the beginning of the movie, she learns that her sister and brother-in-law have died in a tragic accident, and so she basically becomes a foster parent to their daughter, played by Violet McGraw, and her name is Katie. And as she is a scientist who specializes in toys, she is working on this prototype called M3GAN, which is a doll that is able to communicate and may actually not only be sentient, but may also be sadistic. That should have been like the tagline. They should have come to me with that. Anyway, this is, Ex Machina, but it's also Chucky, and it's also, all those bring the seemingly friendly creature home and let it play with the kids until it starts killing people. And I got to tell you, this movie was awesome. I mean, from the very start, it was just like, it's the perfect kind of January movie because you can't take it really seriously. The acting is over the top, and the writing is a little ridiculous, but it's so fun. And, we've been through 4 months now of Oscar season, and we have to sit through these really long movies. You have to sit through like The Whale, for example, or, Tar and all these other movies, some of which are really good movies, but, they tend to be very serious, thoughtful movies. This is just a fun movie. And seeing it in the theater with a bunch of people laughing out loud at the screen, seeing the terrible shit of this doll using a machete to swipe at people's heads and kill them and throw children onto the streets so they get hit by cars. By the way, this is a PG-13 movie. This is one of the most violent PG-13 movies I've ever seen. I love that this movie goes as far as it goes, and I can't believe that it got away with some of the stuff it gets away with. Total blast. Absolutely love this movie. I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe it's just my glee. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. I love it. It was so fun. I wish you guys had seen it. Maybe Adam saw it, but it is honestly the best time I've had at the movies it feels like years. It feels like a Band-Aid has been ripped off when I finally don't have to take movies so goddamn seriously and just have fun the way that movies should be fun.
Oh God, I cannot wait till top 10s for 2003 movies or 2023 movies come out and we see M3GAN number 10.
No existential questions about the future of cinema. No love letters to cinema. No long diatribe. Nothing 2 hours and 45-minute bullshit. This is a great 95-minute slasher doll movie, and it's everything you want. It totally delivers. Great movie.
I love seeing Terry and Todd utterly defeated in the.
I thought about
Zach and I are
one.
just like having a blast.
I thought about seeing this one. There was just too much to see at the movies, so I saw 2 other movies this weekend at the theater, and one was good and one sucked. So,
these January releases, some of them get good reviews, but then they're eventually looked at as like garbage by the end. Like, no, it's not gonna be on anybody's like mid-year top 5 or anything. Like, it's just one of those movies that's really good in the time because you're, like Zach said, you're thirsting for something different than what we're seeing for the last 2 months, and then it's like, oh yeah, that was just some like lame horror movie I saw in January.
Okay, there's definitely that. I will confess. However, I will also say I actually think this is a pretty legitimately good movie. Like, the acting is really good in it. It's convincing. It's never boring. It's never indulgent. Never does more than it needs to do. It's like really entertaining.
So what's the January release that is the opposite of that? Like the one that actually tried to be something different? It's got to be like the one thing I always think of is like Freedom Writers. That's got to be the weirdest January release of all time, right?
Yeah. And that's a good point. Yeah,
could be the movie we're reviewing today.
Well, technically, that's a late 2022 movie. So
Freedom Writers was like the first weekend of January. It was the first time anybody saw it in theaters. So it was.
What about the 355? Didn't that come out in January?
It did.
That was last year.
That was last year's first weekend.